Good spiritual morning. Hello from the front porch. I'm Pamela Teresa, medium the raw, and here I am. It is December 24th, Christmas Eve, 2024. My goodness gracious. Having my cup of coffee. It's a little bit foggy out here, but this is the view from the front porch. I just sit in contemplation every morning, have my ciggy, and catch up on the daily news and such like that. I'm trying to step away from that. It's quite addictive, actually. But just really planning what I'm going to do for the day. And I'm thinking about going live tonight. I'm pretty sure I'm going to. A Christmas Eve live. It'll be later on this evening. Possibly around 9 o'clock. So stay tuned for that, y'all. And then also, too, as a special gift, Stephen and I will be going live tomorrow on Christmas Day. And I really want to kick out some reads as a Christmas gift to those who would like. That would be pretty fantastic. Can you hear the birds in the background? Beautiful breeze in the tree. Flowers on the porch. Almost sounds like it's going to start raining a little bit. Not quite sure. Really don't do a lot of talking in the morning. Just sit here in silence. In the beauty. Thinking about life, the meaning of life. Lately, I've been trying to focus more on now. What is now? It's very interesting and kind of important to discipline. Aren't we just stuck in the echoes of the past or the hope for the future all the time? When are we ever in that moment? Just the moment of now. It's not until you stop and think about it. Honestly. And that's the problem. When you're thinking, you know you're not in now. But that's been something I've been looking at over the last couple of days. And I found that it's not easy. Going back to I am, that space in the center chest, that's a great way to actually be in that moment. The moment of now. Birds are kind of quiet. I hear them yonder. What sounds are you hearing around you right now? How are you feeling? You know, that gift to feel, that gift of the empath. What's going on in your world? It's really important to not ignore the emotions and the feelings that are flowing through you. Know thyself and all will be revealed. Understanding thyself. Whole complex. Holy complex, that's what I want to say. How do I feel about this? How do I feel about that? How does this make me feel? How does that make me feel? Most of the time we don't even know why we feel the way we feel. Well, we'll look at it logically and say, well, this happened and therefore I feel this way. But it's so much more than that. Boy, do I ever feel a chill in the air. Focusing on my body, I'm like, whoo, it's a little bit chilly out here, but that's okay. Isn't it interesting? I was up at about 7:30 and it was a little bit warmer, and I noticed as the day wears on, especially in the morning hours. My guess is it's right around maybe 9 o'clock right now. And it starts getting a little bit of a bite in the air. But the feelings that we have, and then what's interesting is when you try to express how you feel, boy, that gets a little bit complicated, doesn't it? The feelings, the gift of the empath. Well, we all have that gift of the empath, but to varying degrees, right? But to remember you, as a matter of fact, I don't know if you can see this. Remember you. A spiritual awareness and empowerment course that I created over the years and published about 4 years ago. Kind of put it on the back burner for a while. I don't know if I'll ever bring it back. I believe it served its purpose at the time. I really knew it was something that was so personal for me and my journey. And then I was guided to share it with others. But going back to that feeling, that knowing what this feeling is, or these feelings are, we are responding to life in so many ways based on how we feel, and then we don't even know what these feelings are, and yet we're responding. It's like I said for the beginning, this is really complicated. Such as an event happened, I feel sad. Can you describe sad? Because when you sit back and say, well, I feel sad about that event, then all of a sudden you have tons of memories, echoes of time, visions, recollections, and even with that movie that's playing out in your mind, each scene has a different vibrational current, has a different feeling to it, right? A different emotion to it. And it's like a spiritual stew, if you will. And then it's all like bottled up. And then whenever somebody triggers you or says something or you see something, it comes out like a freaking volcano. Kapoosh, all at once. It's like you got the flu, the gamboo. It just comes out. And then you're left even further confused because your reaction. And then you feel lost. And then you feel a little bit insane. And then you're stepping back and like, why was my reaction like that? What the hell is wrong with me? And the cycle continues. And so this is what I study. And I really try to parse it out logically. And looking at my life, and that's why I talk about remember you. Looking at my life and, okay, this happened. Okay, that stands to reason that I have this reaction because of that. Or I feel this way because of that. Or my list of pet peeves. Well, there's a reason why I have pet peeves. There's a reason why certain things affect me a certain way, right? And you could dig down and find that too as well. It will make logical sense. And so then what you do, well, it's really about surrendering and accepting. That event makes me feel this way. And so that way, when all of a sudden you're triggered and it starts flowing out like the volcano, at least you know what the hell is happening. It's almost like there's a little, if you take time to study you, when it does happen, because nobody wants to feel like they're losing control. But I tell you, when you're reacting to events that have these powerful emotions and feelings, it just comes out. Woo! But if you've taken that time to study your life, if you've taken that time, then at least when it's happening, you have a little bit of control because you understand, this is why this is happening. Well, okay, this makes sense. I've been here before. This is happening again. And why is this happening again? Because this is life. Life happens, and there's just, it's more about the surrender and acceptance of, okay, I've been here before, And it's kind of scary because when you've been there before and you know what's going to happen, because you've been there before, it creates a lot of tensities, right? Tensities, I'm going to make up words. You become very tense and scared, and fear sets in because you're like, holy crap. It's like if you're driving down the road and you've ever been in a wreck before and somebody pulls out in front of you again, and you're like, holy shit. Because you know the possibilities of what could happen, right? Whereas the first time, you're like, la 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 la, I'm driving down the road, kaboom. Whoa. But it's after the fact. That's where you're living with the consequences, is after. And that emotional state and what it does to you and how it makes you feel. Oh boy. And then it just, you create more and more and more from it because of the emotions and the feelings and the reflections and the memories. It becomes a whole lot of, it's like, I look at it like a storage unit. It becomes full to where you have to get another storage unit and fill it up with more emotions. It's almost like we are hoarders of emotion. Yeah, that's what happens. We are all hoarders of emotion and feelings and such. We don't go through. And so that's the thing. In the way to heal your life and to heal you and to find you again, you have to go through, you got to go into that storage unit of self. You got to open up that door. And when you first open that door, you're like, holy shit, this thing is brim full. And you look around and you say, wow, I've got 5 huge storage units. And the storage units, of course, you can follow my train of thought here, would be events, things that happened. And then before too long, all these emotions and feelings and experiences that you're layering, they fill that storage unit. And before you know, you have to get another one because you have another event and that one gets filled. Before you know it, oh my goodness. And then also too, in so many ways, people around you are left with that too. So we'll give the example of when somebody leaves the physical, and they have a lot of storage units physically with their loved ones. You have to take care of that and go through it. You leave it behind, the residual, the legacy. But even too, when we're talking about a life and where you have all of these emotions and all of these storage units of emotions, if you will, and relationships are a mess because of all the events of your life, and you can't function well with your loved ones, with your family members, that's a mess for them too. It affects everybody. Your life affects everybody. And so then when you leave, they're left with those storage units of emotion because it was never cleaned up, never cleaned out, never resolved. So know thyself and all will be revealed. It's not just a saying, y'all. Know thyself and all will be revealed. It takes work. And because life keeps going and keeps happening, we continue to have more emotions, more experiences. And it's so being in the now, trying to be in the now, it's so complicated. That going back to the beginning of this conversation, being in the now, just being present now, it's very hard to not relate to things of the past of what's going on right now. And so even my now, I'm bringing my past, I'm bringing my emotions from the past, and I'm filling up that storage unit. So I want to walk into a clean, clear storage unit. I want to clean it all out. And the way that I can actually be in the now at peace is to surrender and to let go, to understand these experiences in my life, the pains, the grief, and the effect they have on me. Simply study them, know them. Okay, this is what happened to me. This is how it made me feel. This is my response to it. What have I gotten out of it? How can I be grateful and thankful? And so here's the thing. We can't win. There's no winning. There's just being. So we're very competitive as human beings. Very competitive. I know I am. I need to beat this. I need to win. Well, beating it is that action. Winning is that action that will be never ending. Sometimes it's just looking at what it is, look at it, see it, feel it, allow it to flow through you, accept it, surrender to it, understand the wisdom that you've gained. And then the next time around, when a similar situation happens, so quickly can you go back to that moment of reflection and where you went through that storage unit of emotions and know, oh, this is the wisdom I gained from this. Okay, this is what it is. Now, am I going to perpetuate it? Am I going to stack on top of it? Or am I going to be in the moment? I'm going to seize the day. I'm going to take this opportunity to know that I have the strength and the wisdom and knowledge to be here now and to accept and to honor and to breathe in peace. Oh man, that just sounds so easy to do, but so difficult. Especially when you're in that moment, in life where it's like all hell is raining down on you. And you know, it doesn't just come in ones. It comes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's so interesting. It's so interesting. Anyway, these are my thoughts from the porch this morning. Welcome to my inner world. I love you all so very much. You're my dear friends. Make sure to share me with your friends. And if you would like to schedule a session, go to PamelaTeresa.com or join our spiritual community at mediumintheraw.com. I'm here for you. We're here for each other. We love one another. And life is life. And so we don't want to go on this journey alone. Have a most beautiful Christmas Eve. And I'll be seeing you around.